Hello and welcome to Ula Tea Leaf Readings. This is Lenor, and tonight I'm going to read your tea leaves. This is a horoscope for Pisces. If Pisces is your solar, lunar, ascendant / rising sign, this is a message for you. Okay, let's get started. Okay, let's see what we have. All right, Pisces. Well, I can already see a heart. Goodness. We have some really beautifully formed formations in here. I'm going to pull it away to see. It helps me to look at this kind of negative space, the white in between. Interesting. Okay. All right, so I want to start out with, we always start with the hearts, right? And we have this beautiful little heart right here, right in the center, in this physical space, this mundane material world, your daily life. This is a love that, I'm not going to say it's like the all-consuming love of your life. I don't think so. But I think that this is a well-formed love. This might not even be romantic. This might be kind of a platonic friend. Somebody who you just enjoy being around. If this is romantic, I would say that this is either somebody you kind of have like a crush on, or maybe you've just started seeing them. Maybe you've dated on and off, there are misconnections, or maybe there's a love there, but because of whatever situations, you have not been able to really be together in a really like kind of solidified way, okay? And I think that it seems like because we have this other formation kind of attached to it, and it's kind of two things here. Now, on this side, it looks like a fish, okay? And it looks like kind of a large fish, right? With almost like a really exaggerated like arrowhead or tip of a spear kind of gone through this fish, okay? So I feel like this could definitely be somebody you've already kind of caught, okay? This is somebody maybe that like has a mutual attraction to you, is interested. You haven't had to do a lot of fighting to get them interested, but I don't know. There's just something about this person. I almost get a sense that they're kind of flaky, and I want to tell you why. Because when I turn it this way, and this is the fish again, but now it looks like a little boat with a sail. And I think that this person, there's so much movement with them. I feel like they're in and out of your life or communication. And I think that could either be like they're really bad at texting, calling back, setting up plans to see you, or they just are not available to you in the way that you really are looking for. So they just don't, maybe they're not a very emotional person, maybe not very affectionate, maybe a little immature, self-centered, something like this. I'm not saying they're a bad person, but I think they're just not a very, they don't attend to your needs in the way that maybe you are looking for, and they just don't prioritize you or the relationship, okay? And I think that this could be due to maybe they're young, maybe they are getting out of a divorce or something like that, not looking for something super serious. Or maybe they're just not a really developed person. It could be so many reasons, okay? But I think really it has very little to do with you, okay? I think this is more about them. I think that they really, and with this boat symbol, I think that it's just like they're kind of, not adrift, but they're out on the ocean, kind of, in their own mind, doing their own thing. They have maybe their life set up in a way that is not accommodating to having a serious relationship, or for whatever reason, it does not relate to the way that you're living your life. So it maybe is just hard to kind of make those compromises. And I think that, you're not super hurt by this. I think that you are very aware of kind of, what's going on. It's not a surprise. And I think the only thing here is just not taking offense or feeling self-conscious or, blaming yourself for why they might not be so quick to, apply themselves or really get very serious with you, okay? So that's one part of this. I think that's literally maybe the least important part of this reading, but I always go with the heart, okay? Now I want to look over at this right here, okay? And actually, let's look at it this way, because it kind of looks like an eye that is crying. But I really get this strong feeling of needing to protect yourself against this, the kind of the evil eye. Somebody who is like casting kind of just a really negative energy in your way. And I don't know really that this is, I don't think it's like intentional spell work or some kind of hex or something like that. But I think that this is somebody who's probably jealous or just kind of a hater, And with the tear coming down, I think that this is like somebody who, in my head, I get this sense of somebody that is really kind of an unhinged person, okay? Kind of obsessive, really just going out of their way to make you feel uncomfortable, pry into your personal life, maybe trying to communicate with you or people around you in a way that is, like they're really making you feel almost like a stalker, I would say. Maybe it's not to that level, but it's just somebody who really does not have their feet on the ground. I feel like it's almost to a point of, sometimes it seems like something like maybe psychosis, or they don't seem like they're completely articulating in a way that makes any sense, right? So I think that you just have to be really careful. I think it's a jealousy issue, but it's also kind of like, I mean, in life, sometimes you just catch the eye of somebody who is not well, okay? And for whatever reason, you know, they might attach themselves or attach to an idea they have of you, or maybe like somebody you're dating or somebody in your family, whatever it is. And they create like a narrative and in their own mind, and then will not leave you alone or leave the people around you alone, okay? And so I think you just need to protect yourself, not only spiritually, but I think that this is something that you should keep an eye out for. And I would say don't engage, but if it, you know, escalates, please like document it and let other people know. You know, this world can become unfortunately very unsafe very quickly. So you have to be really careful about who you let into your personal life, and giving too much information, especially if it's like on the internet, because that's like a whole, even if it's, you know, somebody you've never met, they're just online or, you know, whatever, you might not even be aware of them, right? And it's really I mean, it can be really scary to think that somebody's out there looking through all your stuff and contacting people and, you know, just really coming up with like some strange idea about, you know, whatever. So I just want you to be careful, okay? And, you know, I don't want to be an alarmist about this, but, you know, we should always be very thoughtful about who we interact with, how we interact with them, you know, and the information that we give away to people. Okay, so that is just my little mom 2 cents about kind of the energy that I'm getting from this. And, you know, and another thing is if you have any kind of favorite talisman to wear to protect against the evil eye, any kind of, you know, spiritual cleansing, you know, things like that. But if it is more serious than that, please don't rely on, you know, magic or magical thinking to be your only protection. Please, you know, be wise about documentation and blocking people and, you know, keeping your information private. Okay, so let's see, where are we? I want to look over here. We have two big ones that I want to look at. Okay, so where are we gonna go? I want to look at this little scene down here because this one's really pretty and interesting to me. Okay, so we have this bird who looks freaking angry, right? It looks, it has its wings out. It looks like it's in a big huff. It has its head out and its mouth open, okay? We also have kind of the other things around it look a little more serene. We have kind of a little log, and it looks like just the tiniest little frog sitting here. The bird looks like it's going after the frog, possibly. And then we have just maybe another little bird and some, I don't know, plants or rocks or other animals. But the big thing here is, okay, I want to talk about this frog because I don't often see the symbol of the frog in my bowls, but in my mind, one of the most auspicious signs you can get. I love the thought of, you know, crossing path, or a frog that crosses your path is telling you to slow down, but also that you are in the midst of a major transformation in self, in life. Is it in the physical world? Is it in the spiritual world? Emotional world? Is it all three? Okay. And this frog is sitting on a log. So it's a very serene image to me. Okay. And I think that also very noble, right? And we have this correlation with kind of, you know, royal nobility being turned into a frog and having to wait to be kissed. And so there's this kind of sense of needing patience, needing to slow down, go into self and this refinement process, and waiting for, you know, that key to unlock you into you know, your full potential. Okay. And let me be clear, I don't like I don't really like the idea that somebody else is going to be unlocking your potential or turning you into a human, or you know, some kind of royalty or whatever. But when we think of it in terms of alchemy, or, you know, psychological alchemy, spiritual alchemy, this is kind of the idea of the unification of the anima and the animus. Okay, so a successful chemical marriage of different parts of self, of the solar and lunar energies coming together in combination to bore the star, right? And the star is the revealer. And so very much I think that you are going into a deep phase of, you know, of looking inward, being really, really moved by the interior mysteries. I think that things have been leading this way for a while, but I think that you really are to a point where you are viewing the world for its more, I guess, holy artifacts. And I think of that as seeing the divine in the subtle. Okay, your mind has slowed a little bit. You're able to be more present. Maybe you are doing some kinds of, you know, meditation, artwork, therapies, whatever it is, spiritual work or alignment, something like that. Okay. And I knew that this was going to come up in some way, because today I pulled the Hierophant card from the Thoth deck. Okay. And this is the initiator. This is the person who has kind of all of those answers to the mysteries, right? But what we learn as we ascend the degrees, or, you know, go through the ordeals of life and mystery, and begin to kind of navigate those mazes, right? We understand that these truths are almost ineffable, right? Nobody can really just give you a book and tell you, hey, these are all the secrets of the universe, because it doesn't make any sense. You have to go through the processes, the scenarios. You have to, you know, live the life. And I do believe that you have gone through some ordeals, and you have seen some things, you have experienced some things, right? And that, in combination with your will to do this interior work, to do this personal refinement, this spiritual alchemy, to look at yourself with clarity, you know, to navigate some of those dark corridors, you know, in the mind, in the spirit, and to, you know, really to become coupled with yourself, and to know self, and and all of these things that we have to do, right? And along our spiritual process, our spiritual pilgrimage, our journey. So I think that, you know, I don't know where you're being initiated or into what part, what rite of passage, where you're at in your life. But I think that you are there, and it, you know, sometimes when these things come, they come with some trouble, right? And maybe you have been trying to navigate some of that stuff already. And I think that with this with this bird, and I'm sorry I'm laughing and kind of, you know, it may seem like I'm making light of it, but it's you know, anybody who's gone through these things, gone through, you know, traumas or deaths or, you know, huge losses of your identity or self, shifting perceptions, long periods of deep depression or the, you know, dark night of the soul, and emerged from that, you know, fought tooth and nail to get out of those, you know, subterranean places. You know, sometimes all you can do is kind of laugh a little bit about them, because it's, you know, only so many people understand. And that's, so I'm laughing because, you know, I've been through some of these things, and, you know, to survive, we have to have a little bit of humor. So, but I'm looking at this beautiful bird that is just so angry. And I think that's just, you know, it really illustrates this kind of internal war we can have, this idea of fight or flight, right? But also there's fight, flight, or freeze, or fight, flight, freeze, or, you know, sit and commune with the thing. And I feel like this is kind of like this is kind of the thing that you're maybe vacillating between: big feelings of wanting to run away from it, other feelings of just wanting to face it, fight it, you know, kick whatever it is out. Maybe it's, you know, hard things to accept about yourself, or hard things to accept about your personal mythologies. Pain, you know, the pains from our childhood often. It's hard to come face to face with those things and not want to just, you know, minimize them or demonize them and throw them out, reject them completely. But, you know, we can also freeze, and then we live in those moments over and over. They rule us, okay? But then there's also the opportunity to, you know, it's not rationalizing, but it's to kind of take a walk through some of these hard things, these hard concepts, these hard, you know, personal ordeals. Okay, you take a stroll through them, and you really, really take the time to, you know, I don't know, ponder upon them, contemplate, try to work out some different perspectives. You know, for me, my big thing, my parents died when I was young. And it had to do, I won't say exactly what it was, but it was for reasons that could have maybe been avoided, you know? And if things had been different. And what I have had to do, and I've gone through all of these different phases, let me just tell you, and I still vacillate between them sometimes. But to really be able to contemplate the different variables and really look at my parents as people, all of their many dynamic sides and their flaws and their glories as beings, and try to, in a way that is livable, try to understand how these things could have happened. And only by doing that, can I begin to dissolve some of those blockages, right? Because I could spend my life being very angry about it. I could spend my life being, very mournful, or lifting them into, like deities, creating them into people, maybe beyond people, some kind of character in my own myth or whatever. But that's not helpful to my overall healing, or be evolving as a being. And so I think that whatever it is that you have, whatever things that you are working through, I think that you're doing that, and you're confronting that. And I just want to say that you're seen and heard. It's difficult to know how to do these things, right? Because although there are these initiators that reveal themselves to us, if that's in real life, or if that is some otherworldly being, or in your dream work, or I don't know, an analyst or therapist or whatever it is, they don't have all of the answers for us. We have to be our own, our own Hierophant, our own high priestess, high priest, right? And all of the other archetypes as well. So, it's tricky business, but you're doing it, and that's what counts. Okay. I want to look at this little kitty cat we have right here. Sign of good luck. I think you have some good luck coming. Maybe go buy a lottery ticket. I don't know what the amount is, or if it's anything impressive, but it seems like you might have a little bit of good luck coming your way. Let's see. We also have this beautiful horse. And it reminds me, let's see, right there. This beautiful horse. It reminds me of a cave painting, right? Like one of those, one of the first ones they've dated back to the first cave paintings from, I think they're in France. And they're really beautiful. But the horse is always, a sign of power, vitality, vigor, and just the ability to break free. You think of just a wild horse running, head back, hair flowing, just full of life, and breathing all of that beautiful fresh air. And I think that you very much have just that deep strength. And I feel that, I'm thinking of this and I just feel it in my chest. Like the moment you take that really first deep breath of really icy cold air. Okay. And I feel that, you're just ready to live and live deeply. And maybe you already have been, but I think that, you're refocusing yourself. And I also feel this real deep instinct to not, sell yourself short, to not, just take whatever is available to you. I think that you have such a spirit that, your worth, you know what you want, And I think that you're going to figure out how you're going to get it. And so when we talk about these toils of love and, you know, misalignment, and I don't think it's that big of a deal. Yeah, it can be a pang in the heart. It can remind us that, you know, it would be nice to have somebody to connect with or what have you. But I also think that you're not willing to give up where you really want to be and where you know you're going to go. Okay. Let's see. We also have this beautiful V right here, going up into that spiritual zone, it's also in the mental. So I would say that look for a V as a synchronicity, a word that starts with a V or just the letter V. Let's see. And oh, yes, I was looking at these ones. I think that there's also a B, and I know these, they're so skinny and little. A B and a D, okay? So I think B, D. We have the V, synchronicity, but the B and the D, I think, are maybe initials or something along that, like names, two different names. And I don't think that this is necessarily like a love thing, but it's somehow connected to the story. Okay, so look out for that. I'm also going to look over here. We have a 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so let's see. So with the 5, I would say, I think with that 5 energy, it's just really so much about navigating these emotions when you get into a mood, when you get overly excitable, or jumping to kind of conclusions, or just really not thinking things through. But at the same time, the saying that he who waits despairs, okay? I think that you live your life by that, definitely. So just go easily. The other thing I wanted to mention was something about a black dog. I don't know what that is, but I really got an intense visualization of the black dog. Something, maybe from your childhood. I don't know. But I just wanted to mention that. And yeah, I don't know, go deep. Go deep into this this new cycle that you're going into. Protect yourself against the people or the person that I had talked about. Keep your eyes open, be vigilant, don't share too much information with people, that kind of thing. So other than that, I think that's really where we're at today, Pisces. And I thank you so much for joining me. I always appreciate the time I get to spend with you, and really, I'm so honored to bring these messages to you. If you'd be so kind as to like the video, it helps me get in the algorithm. If you have not subscribed yet, please think about subscribing. You can hit the little bell. It'll bring you notifications for videos coming up. You can watch all of your placements and see if you get anything from the other readings that might really speak to you. Other than that, please leave a comment. Let me know how you're doing. Let me know what's going on with you, how these readings are resonating. And I just really love hearing from each and every one of you. Okay, thank you. I will see you again very soon.